Welcome to the Dub and Tre show. We are back. We are back. Thank you all for tuning in. We definitely appreciate the support. We appreciate you guys listening in. I want to first apologize to our listeners for not putting out an episode last week. We had some things going on where we in a big transition.
Mm-hmm.
We got some positive things that we're going to bring to you, a lot of surprises, a lot of guests. So, just be patient with us and we will definitely make sure we bring it back or double it back with the content. So once again, we would like to apologize for not having an episode come out last week. We're gonna go right into it. Men's grooming part 2.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about just about any and everything. Nothing's off limits. I guess I'll kick it off, Dub, with a recap, some things that we talked about before when it comes to the neck up.
Right.
And we're definitely going to make sure we talk about the neck down as well. Ladies, I know you got a husband out there, you got a man out there, you got a boyfriend out there, you got a son out there. I know you want him to listen to this episode right
Absolutely.
here because we're going to talk about some hair, we're going to talk about some acne, we're going to talk about some breath, so we're going to talk about some toenails. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything. So the first thing I want to get into is just a quick recap. So last episode, we briefly talked about skin moisturizers, things you can do with your hair when it comes to young men wanting to get waves. If you have a bald head, things you can do to moisturize your head. We also talked about some things that's protecting your skin. Seeing a dermatologist, making sure you use some type of moisturizer that's protecting your skin from the sun,
Right.
using natural ingredients, those type of things. What you got, Dub? You got anything for a recap?
No, you hit it all, man. That's what we talked about. Cleaning your ears and the wax out your ears and the hair and cleaning your beard. And it was mostly based around skincare, like you said, using natural products and things like that. Nose hairs. Make sure you get the hair out your nose, fellas. Brushing your teeth, brushing your tongue, flossing. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing the ladies appreciate more than a nice white smile. I think we hit that last episode, right?
Yeah, that's big. That's big. Ladies do not like a man that got some funky breath.
That's right.
I'm telling you right now.
Nobody likes a person with funky breath.
Nobody. That's true. That's true. During this day and age, you shouldn't even be able to smell anybody's breath. But
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you got that right. With the mask on,
so
your breath stink
with
through
the
your
mask
mask.
on,
You got a problem.
and with the mask on, you can definitely do a breath
That's
check.
a self-check for real, ain't it?
That's a definitely self-check. Everybody should know what their breath smell like right now. Everybody. It's like, ooh, okay,
Whoa.
let me go back and regroup this one. Let me go back and
That's right.
brush my tongue several times with some peroxide.
And that's what you've been giving the people all these years. You've been giving them
This
just
is what
that.
you've been. Now you're getting a whiff of it yourself. But yeah, definitely check that first episode out. We have it on our website, so definitely check it out. I think the first thing that I want to talk about, Dub, is really people understanding their own body, their own skin. Everybody is different, and one way you can do that is get an allergy test done.
Right.
You can go to a doctor. You can go to a dermatologist. Men, you need to find out what you can use and what you can't use. If you don't understand your body, you're not going to truly get the benefits that you want when you use certain products or when you go out here and spend your own money. A lot of men, a lot of especially young men, we when we young, we don't care, and some it grows into some men don't care.
Right.
They wash up, they jump in the shower, they let the water hit their body, and they're gone.
And they jump out.
They jump out. They're not even washing body parts correctly. They're not taking the proper care of their bodies. But fellas, you need to understand these things because later on in age, these things start to take effect. So
That's right.
my first thing, Dub, would be try to understand what you can use and more importantly, what you can't use. Things that your body may have a reaction to. And that allergy test is really critical. They will test your skin with different things. You'll have certain reactions to it. And then you'll get a printout of all the things that you should stay away from. And I think that's the most important thing that people should do first and foremost.
especially
Yeah.
going into your older years, because whatever issues you have with your skin, they're just going to magnify as you get older. When you're younger,
Right.
not a big deal. Skin conditions like eczema is pretty
Mm-hmm.
common, amongst minority groups, right? When you're younger, you might not care, you may not pay attention to, but as you get older, right, it just, like I said, it magnifies. Your skin starts to darken, it starts to get scaly or dry,
Right.
and you don't know why. You've been putting on lotion after all the lotion you can put on. You don't understand why your skin is so dry.
Right.
It could be the lotion. It could be something in the lotion that you're allergic to. So,
Yeah.
everybody's skin
Yeah.
reacts differently to what you're allergic to. So definitely, man, go to the dermatologist and get that test.
Yeah. Do your research. Do
Mm-hmm.
your research on the products. You know, like we talked about before, I'm very pro organic
Yeah.
products. You know, when it comes to a lot of things. The one thing that I haven't really been organic about is the deodorant. I'm trying to get away from the aluminum,
Right.
but it's tough. It's tough. There's a detoxing process that I just can't get
Yeah.
through. But I want to get into some of those things that are organic when it comes to the deodorant.
Mm.
And if you have people out there, if you have some products that we might be able to research and shout out that you can give me some advice on, I would love it. But I want to get away from the aluminum deodorant. Bevel has a very good deodorant, which is a black-owned
Yeah.
company that has a very good organic deodorant that I can use. I just have to kind of get used to it and get used to um, that particular scent. I'm used to a fresher scent.
Right.
It's more so of a darker scent. It's not a bad smell, but I got to get used to that kind of scent. I'm really used to a fresh scent.
Yeah. A company I've used for deodorant, natural deodorant, was Native. I don't know
Okay.
if you've ever heard of that company before. And it's spelled just like it sounds, Native, Native, Native. They make aluminum free deodorants. And
Okay.
I mean, I've liked them, and they have various fragrances and things like that. They're made for sensitive skin and all natural.
hmm
So that's another one that you guys can kind of check out if you want to.
I got a question about that,
Yeah.
Dub. So the key thing for me is, and I don't know if you tried this, how is it when you work out?
That's a
When
good
you
question.
when you see, and that's the part that I've had a kind of a difficulty with.
Right.
And that's why that aluminum, we all want to get away from that aluminum, right? But I need something that's gonna hold this ground while I'm working out, and
So for me, that's a little different. So I sweat a lot, right? But I never sweat from under my arms. All of my sweat
okay.
comes down down my head, my back, my chest, even my wrist and my arms sweat, but I never have sweat in my armpit area.
So it's never been an
So
issue.
yeah,
for
I've
you.
never paid attention to that. Just for me personally, because I feel like I sweat everywhere else except in my armpits. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. And everybody's different.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we are. And I think that leads to another possible topic that we'll get into is fellas, take showers. Take a shower immediately after you work out. The first thing you
Right.
should be thinking about is getting in the shower. Period.
That's right.
Don't wear the funk all
Yeah.
day.
All day long, they
You
wearing
know
it.
what I mean? Take a shower.
Take a shower. Yeah. And use and then on that note, do your research on your soaps that you're using, on your gel soaps, your bar soaps. And fellas, I'm gonna tell you right now, the ladies, they have these things down pat. They have already done the research. They have already figured out a way, and it will really help you if you had those type of conversations with the women in your life, because they do have some serious knowledge about certain products that are good for you and that may be bad for you,
Right.
and it will at least get you started if you don't know where to start. Ask your lady, because I promise you, she's using some good products. She's not just using anything off the shelf.
That's right. And again, Native, I use their body wash. They make a really good sensitive skin body wash. The one I use is I believe it's coconut and vanilla. I know that sounds kind of crazy me
Cool.
saying that, but they make really good all natural body washes too. Because I have sensitive skin, and it's something that I really have to pay attention to to the point to where I can't even wash my clothes in certain detergents. I have to make sure I use fragrance-free detergents when I wash my clothes. It'll irritate my skin,
Yeah, that's how my son has, he has to use fragrance-free detergent as well. I've never really had that problem, but, another product I use in the shower for me is Shea Moisture for Men. I use all their products. All their products are really good. I mentioned them in the first show.
Yeah.
So,
I got a couple of their products too. Yeah, I like their products.
Yeah,
I do.
I use a lot of their lotions, a lot of their body washes, and a lot of their bar soaps. Dub for Men makes a few good products as well that are really good when it comes to the bar soaps.
So yeah, fellas, know your skin types. Go to a dermatologist, take a shower, make sure you're using the right soaps. Don't just use Ivory or some type of bar soap because it's cheap and you can get 8 bars of it for $4. Like, treat yourself better than that. Cheap. Yeah, man. Stop buying that. Stop looking at price when it comes to what you're putting on your body. Spare no expense, man. You're worth it. Your skin is worth it. And I want to say this, and this might be going backwards a little bit. I say this again to the fellas. There's nothing feminine or girly about taking care of your hygiene, taking care of yourself. Nothing at all. So I know it's a lot of fellas out there who may think being concerned with your skin, being concerned with your cleanliness, being concerned with the type of products you're using, being concerned about something breaking you out or not breaking you out, or your skin being smooth versus being like rashy and scratchy or whatever. There's nothing feminine or girly about that. Take care of yourself.
And to add to that, if you have somebody that's around you that's trying to put that impression onto you, like it's feminine or girly, for example, your girl or your wife, then you might wanna go to therapy.
You might want to. I mean, and there are extremes to everything, right? To everything, and the things we're not talking about going to extremes.
No,
with these things.
No, we're not.
We're just saying honestly, just basic cleanliness and taking care of yourself from the outside in, or inside out, however you want to look at it.
Facts. So I want to jump right into the next thing. I mean,
what you got?
Let's talk about this hair, man. Let's talk about, and we're not talking about the hair but neck up. We're talking about the hair from the neck down. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with you, Dub. This Manscaped, this
bro.
Manscaped is the truth.
Sir. I got one too.
The Manscaped, if you do not have a Manscaped clipper at home, shame on you.
You're missing out.
If you're wondering why your lady is not blessing you with the finer things in life, if you're wondering why your lady she only blessed you with the finer things in life on Father's Day and on your birthday, that's because you don't have a Manscaped, brother. Get you a Manscaped and follow the instructions. I'm telling you. Use the guard. Do what you got to do.
Do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And I want to make this clear to y'all, man. You don't have to like go, all of it like bald. Like you ain't got to shave all your hair off of your entire body and just be bald, man. But keep it under control.
Keep it under control.
If you got chest hair, you got wherever you got a lot of hair on your back, wherever it is, obviously you have hair in your pubic area. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it under control. You don't have to shave it all away like you're getting a wax job or whatever. Throw the guard on the clipper on the Manscaped and just keep it under control, because hair causes odor first of all, right? So the more hair
and bacteria.
And bacteria. So dirt, bacteria, and odor. That's what hair collects, right? So again, if you're having problems with body odor, if you get out the shower and you go outside in the heat for an hour or two and you start to smell a little funky and you're hairy, that's probably why. It's the hair.
That's right. People have to understand, especially men, you have to understand that those odors mean, if you're having an odor, it means something.
It does.
There's some type of reaction that's happening, or something that you're not noticing. So you want to make sure that you can figure those things out, and grooming yourself and shaving yourself at least to a certain level, you'll get to understand yourself a little
That's
better.
right.
You'll be able to make sure that your sweat and your odors and the things that you're using don't all clog up together and become an issue, because guess what? It's hot outside. It's real humid outside. So the weather's changing. Those are the times where you probably want to go a little lower.
Mm-hmm.
When it gets a little colder, you can probably keep it a little, even it out a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, it's simple math if you really understand what this is about. But men, definitely get you a Manscaped clipper.
Absolutely.
Ladies, if your man don't have one, go get him one.
And don't wait till Christmas or his birthday. Go buy him one tomorrow.
And they everywhere. They in Walmart, they in Target, they on Amazon. I wish I would have been the one who invented that product. Because that's a great product.
Yeah.
And also, speaking about Manscaped, don't just go and use these clippers without applying a certain type of lubricant. I use for myself, I use a gel, and it's called NICEL. You can get it on Amazon. It's a shave and shower gel. It's an ultra guide. You can use it on your face, your head, and you can use it on your body. So these are things that you want to find out. Use it. I would use a gel because it's just less irritation.
Right.
And then afterwards, also, you also want to make sure that you apply a certain type of post shave when it comes to these type of things. More alcohol, just some alcohol on a towel, just so you don't break out. We don't want you, like Dub said, going all the way to the skin, and then you don't do nothing, and then you break out, or you use the wrong product and you break out.
Yep.
Just be mindful of what you're doing. Don't just get Manscaped and just use it and then say, I'm not. What the heck happened? Dub and Tre told me to use Manscaped, and now I'm in the doctor.
I got bumps everywhere. I got bumps everywhere. Bumped up all over the damn place.
Use a certain gel, and I think Manscaped even have a gel that you can buy with it, but I use this gel particularly because I know it works for my body, and the ingredients that it has in it, with the natural ingredients that it has in it. So definitely when you're using Manscaped, and especially in your private area, you want to make sure that you are using a gel versus maybe a foam or a cream. I would use a gel preferably because it's smoother. And again, for black men, pseudofolliculitis is a real thing. It's real simple math for me. If I shave my face in the improper way, I break out. So if I shave something else in an improper way, it's going to break out as well. It's the same type of math when it comes to that. Now, I'm not going to use the same products that I use on my face and in my private area unless it says I can. You have to make sure that it says body. Fellas, don't go using the stuff that's for your bald head. And it says just for bald head, and then you go and you put it on your body and you wonder why you're breaking out. Make sure you're using something for your body. And if it happens to be a product that you can use on your face and on your head, great. I like products that I can use 2-in-1, 3-in-1, because again, it's going to save me some money. And I know that the products are using the same type of ingredients. So I feel comfortable with that.
Yeah. And I'll definitely say this. If you know you're looking for something, just Google it or research it. Whatever it is you may think you're looking for your body, any part of your body. Just do the research and you'll find it. There is a company out there that makes something that you're looking for in some type of form that you want it in, right? And then to go back to something we just talked about body odor. I want the fellas to understand as well, what you eat in your diet plays a part in how you smell as well when you sweat. So if your diet is off and you're not eating well, you're not taking vitamins, and you're not drinking a sufficient amount of water, you're gonna stink. Like your body is going to let you know that you're not taking care of yourself, man. So that plays a part in as well. Your diet and what you're putting in your body reflects what comes out of your body, and the odor, the sweat, everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So your digestive system.
Man, that diet plays a huge part.
You eat a lot of beef, you drink a lot of alcohol, but you're not putting nothing else in but that. Your odor in your body, and it's going to come out your pores. That's right. It's literally going to come out your pores. So a great point.
100%. And I want to say, I know we kind of touched on body washes and soaps, but man, use soap. Use soap. Don't be scared to use soap, fellas. You know what I'm saying? Use the soap. Wash yourself everywhere. Like your fingers, your arms, your underarms. To my young men, wash your back.
Yeah.
Get you a back scrubber. I mean,
Get a good lather.
man. Wash yourself, but don't be scared of the soap. Use the soap. You know, if you're a fluffy person, man, lift some of them parts and get in them creases, man. Baby. You know what I'm saying? You got
them creases.
Yeah, you got to lift and wash.
Yeah.
You just can't just rub the soap on you like you're a 4-year-old in a couple of spots and then get out the shower. Only reason I'm saying this is because I went to college and I witnessed how dudes clean themselves, and it ain't all good. So
it ain't all good.
In my mind, I'm thinking about seeing these dirty people who just came from playing a football game taking showers.
They don't spread not one crack.
Like, bro, come on, man.
They don't lift their arms. They don't open up their legs to get they just put water. They just let the water hit.
Don't even use a wash rag, bro. It's just the bar soap in the hand, and they just rub the soap on their body. If you're doing that, stop that shit, man.
You're nasty.
That's nasty.
You're nasty.
And you're not clean.
You're nasty. You're not clean.
You're nasty and you're not clean. If you're not using like a sponge or a washcloth or what's the other thing you use with gel soaps? The little not a loofah. Is it a loofah? I don't know the name of the thing, man, but it's soft and you know it's spongy.
I forgot. It's not a sponge.
Yeah, but y'all know what the hell I'm talking about out there. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Use something that's going to cause the soap to bubble, and you just come on, man. Fellas, just do better, man. And this is the other thing I want to say. There's a part of your body called the perineum area. If you don't know what that is, just Google it. But I will tell you, it is the part of your body between your private area and your anus. There's an area there that connects all that together. You need to be washing that too. And if you want to look it up, it's perineum. Perineum. Clean yourselves, man.
I know there's brothers walking around right now that have never cleaned that area. They probably never even
thought about
to
it.
Clean
that's
that
nasty,
area.
Bro. To think about that, that's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
That's disgusting.
And then you wonder why your woman won't bless you with the finer things in life.
Yeah.
Oof,
yeah. And you think it's her.
And you think it's her. You think she's the problem. Nobody. It's you.
It's you. You stink.
It's you.
Take your time, man. Take a shower. Wash yourself.
Yeah. Let's get on these nails, man. Let's get on these nails, man.
Yeah, that's another one.
These toenails and these feet. You know? Things that go on with your feet throughout the day and things that you feel. Your feet will tell you a lot about your health as well.
It will.
When it comes to your detox and things that you, how your diet is, whether your feet are swollen, whether they're not, blood pressure, these type of things. Your feet will show you and give you signs that, you know, hey, this may be something you might want to check out. You know, why are my feet swelling up like this? Or why am I having these pains in certain areas of my feet? These type of things. So you definitely want to make sure that you let your doctors know. Men in general just need to get physicals and get checkups. It's so critical for men to get the blood work done and get the physicals. But back to the feet, you need to get pedicures as well. You need to stay groomed. You need to understand what that's like. You need to understand it's not just a female thing. It's something that you should be doing, even if you decide to do it yourself and you get a little bit of knowledge and you can figure out how to groom your toenails on your own. That's perfectly fine. But you should be grooming your feet.
That's right.
Men out here. You should be grooming your feet, because if you don't, your feet can get infected. And if your feet get infected, if you get an infection into your feet, those blood streams go directly to your heart. Please understand that. So it's very important to keep your feet healthy. It's very important to make sure that you groom your feet.
Man.
So I definitely think men should do that. And I think a lot of times we have these different stereotypes. And I you see older men kind of really in the, getting into those grooming things when it comes to pedicures and even manicures as well. But I think we need to really focus on these young men who probably think it's not even something I'll never do until I turn of age or I get older, or I don't even think it's cool to do or whatever. But you should definitely groom your feet.
Yeah, you should. I mean, and even if you don't want to go as far as getting a pedicure, right? If you don't want to go as far as going into a shop and getting a pedicure, you should be cutting your toenails on a regular.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you have toe discoloration, if your toenails are black or brown or whatever, or if they're not clear, pink, whatever your color your toenails are supposed to be, if they're not that, go to a doctor, go to a podiatrist.
That's right.
That's the foot doctor. The foot doctor is called the podiatrist. Let them look at your feet, let them look at your nails, and they'll prescribe you something to fix whatever condition your feet are in. Or they'll tell you why. A podiatrist actually will give you a pedicure.
Right.
The same stuff they do in the shop, they would do in the doctor's office for you. But again, if you don't want to go that far, at least just take care of your own feet. Clean your feet, scrub your feet, cut your nails, put some type of moisturizer on your feet.
Yeah.
And I get it. Everybody's feet don't look like, model feet. And that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about how your feet look. We're talking about making sure your feet and your toes are healthy. Wash between your toes when you're in the shower. Don't just take the washcloth or whatever you're using and run it over the bottom of your feet. Get between your toes, get the fungus and the dirt and all that, because I'm telling you, as you get older, again, like I said before, those things magnify and turn into other things.
Great point.
In our community, we have this thing where if other people don't see it, then we don't care about it. And I think taking care of feet and things that people can't see is not something that younger people in our community value, younger men value, because they feel like, well, nobody can see it, so why should I care about it?
Mm-hmm. Great point.
Take care of them crusty ass feet.
Them nasty ass, crusty ass feet. And then got the nerve to put some flip flops on.
With socks.
Well, some people don't even put they like, hey, I'm gonna show my nasty feet. They don't even care. When I was younger and I was in the military and I had an infection in my foot and I went to the doctor and I went to the foot doctor and I had to take these prescriptions to get the infection, the fungus out of my toenails. And it was definitely something that from that point on had me focus on my feet. And ever since then, I've always focused on making sure my hygiene and my feet were up to par. Yeah. So definitely don't be so reactive. Let's be proactive. Don't wait till you get an infection and something goes wrong, So that's why I'm saying this. You definitely want to make sure that you take care of your feet.
Especially for my young athletes out there.
Especially for the young athletes. And all you got to do is do the research. Look at some of the older athletes and look at their feet. Look at some of the issues that they have with their feet. Some people have a lot of issues with their feet. So, definitely, your feet are very important. Without your feet, it's a lot of things you can't do. So, and there are people out here that don't have that luxury.
Right.
So,
and your hands, man. Speaking of nails, take care of your hands, fellas.
Take care of your hands.
Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Put moisturizer on your hands. Cut your nails. Clean your nails. You don't have to go get a manicure. You don't have to do that. I mean, that's the ultimate, having someone professional clean your nails, cut your nails, and do all those things. But if you don't want to go that far, do it yourself, man. But just keep your nails and your hands clean and moisturized. Again, the ladies like men with clean nails and clean hands. If you ask a good amount of women what they look at on a man, a lot of them will say they look at their hands. They look at their nails to see what their nails look like.
And another good point that I think we should make about hands and feet: moisturize your hands and feet Don't just put moisturizer on your
That's
face
right.
or on your body, or on your knees, or on your legs. Fellas, make sure you moisturize your feet and your hands. And I think those are the two things that when we get on a go, we kind of forget about.
Yeah. Because it's easy to. It's easy to
Because
forget.
it's very easy to not focus on your hands and your feet when it comes to grooming.
Yeah.
So, we definitely want to make sure we shout out the fact that you need to moisturize your feet and make sure you get you some hand lotion. Keep it in the car. I keep my hand lotion in the car just in case I forget to do it while I'm doing everything else. By the time I get in the car, if my hands are ashy, I have some hand lotion in my car and I'm good. That's one little thing right there.
Absolutely.
What else we got? I mean, we can get into some positive things now. We can get into some good lotions. I'm all Shea Moisture for men. Right. I got this great lotion that's called Soothing Body Lotion, African Black Soap. Anything African Black Soap I try to use that's really good for my skin. We can get into the colognes. Yeah. Some colognes that I use.
Yeah, let's get into it.
I guess I'll start with some of the affordable colognes that you can use and some tricks that you can use to make your cologne last longer. Number one, you definitely don't want to use when you're putting on cologne, you don't want to put cologne on if you've already have a really strong scented lotion on already. Right. Because what's going to happen is that you are going to create a different smell. And that may not be the smell that you're looking for. Also, you want to make sure that this cologne goes well with your chemical balance. Right. You need to make sure that it smells good on you, not just in the first hour, but with 8 hours from now. Right. You don't want this cologne to turn your chemical imbalance to funk. So don't just buy cologne because you like it. Don't just buy it because you think it smells good. Do some research, find out what's in it. There's some things you can do when it comes to wearing cologne. I mean, and understand that there's a season for everything. Wearing a heavy, darker cologne is more for the winter. A fresher cologne would be more for, you can do it all through the season, but especially when it's really hot. You don't want to be wearing some of those chocolates, some of those roses, some of those ouds. Yeah. These are some of the ingredients that come in a lot of colognes for the fall and winter seasons, especially oud and some of those tobaccos, those type of things.
And if you guys don't know what he's talking about with heavy and light colognes, if you go and you sample a few colognes, you'll know the difference. If you ask the person that's working there to explain the difference and they give you a couple samples and let you smell a few samples, you will definitely tell the difference between a heavier and a lighter cologne. It's very obvious.
That's right. So one thing that you can do, I get right into it. One thing that you can do for fellas, if you want to allow your cologne to last a little longer, there is a clear oil primer that's called Canvas that you can get right on Amazon. And what you do is you spray that on before you spray your cologne on. And what that will do is it will keep your cologne on the outside of your body and sit on the surface so your cologne will last a little longer. So if you have some of these colognes that you get out of Macy's that are decent prices, whether it's a Burberry or a Gucci or Chanel or any of those type of colognes, a Prada, you can spray this Canvas, which you can find online for a very cheap price. It's a perfume primer. And you spray that on and you wait a few minutes and you spray your cologne over top of that. That way, your cologne will last longer. You don't have to spray as much. Definitely, you never want to overdo your cologne. You need to understand your pressure points. I ain't gonna get too much into that. Everybody is different. Those pressure points where you can put the cologne, whether it be kind of behind your ear, your wrist, certain areas where your glands are more open to the cologne. Yeah. So that's one good thing. Yeah. So,
and don't put cologne over funk.
Oh man.
If you've been doing something, if you've been sweating for whatever reason, if you had a hard day or whatever it is, and you got a date and you can't get home to take a shower, don't just throw on cologne on the top of whatever you've been doing all day and think that it's going, like Trey was saying, like you think it's going to smell good, because it might make it worse.
It might make it worse.
You know?
And I know a few guys where they swear they smelling good, and I'm be like, bruh, you smell awful. You smell awful. But you know,
crazy, because the cologne actually enhances the funk. It's wild.
That's right.
It really does.
That's right. And that's the thing when you talk about grooming, and we talk about all those things that we talked about when it comes to your body odor, and your feet and your hands, and how you wash your body,
Mm-hmm.
how you handle things when it comes to your face and your hair, that we talked about in the first episode. All of these things affect when it comes down to you putting cologne on.
It does.
If you don't do all of those things the proper way and then throw some cologne on top of it, you're going to have a problem.
Yep.
So, ladies, if you're looking for some products that you should go and buy your man, some good smelling things, I got a few. Just I'm going to shout out a few things. There's a company called Pineapple Vintage that you can get online, perfumevintage.com. Pineapple Vintage is a cheaper version of one of the most popular colognes in the world, which is Creed Aventus. Fellas, if you don't have Creed Aventus, let me tell you right now, you need to get Creed Aventus. It's very expensive, but they have a lower version. This company, Perfume Vintage, is very affordable, and it's a good cologne. It doesn't smell exactly like Creed Aventus, but it's very similar.
Nice.
Pineapple Vintage is the name of the cologne. This cologne is about $60-$70. They have different versions of it. They also have different other options, but there's still a niche cologne.
Nice.
And you will get more bang for your buck.
Right.
I would say if you've never had Creed Aventus, I would say go buy Pineapple Vintage first, test it out, spend that $100 or whatever it is instead of you going to spend $500. I would say do that first and build your cologne repertoire, because men do need to have different colognes for different occasions. Myself, I try to have at least 2 different types of colognes for the season. And then I have a third cologne, which is a very high-end cologne that I only wear for special occasions. Yeah. So I'll have 2 for the summer that I'll flip back and forth depending on what I'm doing. And then I have one that's a real high-end, which of course is Creed Aventus that I do kind of all season. So check that out. Pineapple Vintage is the cologne. Burberry is another fresh cologne. Mm-hmm. That you can get for men. This one that I have here is called Touch. Burberry Touch is a good summer cologne, not expensive at all.
Nice.
So definitely check that out. And then when you get into the higher end, you got Tom Ford's, and everybody has a different nose. So check Tom Ford out. I like a good Bond number 9. Oh, fellas. Yeah. For my last 2 shots, that Bond, man, let me tell you something. Out of all my colognes, the most complimented is Bond number 9, New York Nights. When I tell you, fellas, if you don't have that in your arsenal, you need that in your arsenal. You gotta add it. It's 3 colognes that if you're gonna have 3 colognes, if you don't have anything else, and I'm talking about high end, once you level up to that point where you can afford it, of course, and be responsible. Don't just go spending your money on colognes. It's Bond number 9, New York Nights, Creed Aventus, Rogue 540.
Right.
And then Tom Ford's Oud Wood. The Tom Ford Oud Wood, if you've never wore oud is very strong. Mm-hmm. It can be overpowering. It can even stink if you don't apply it right. It can actually stink. But this is a lighter version of oud.
Okay.
So Tom Ford, Oud Wood. These 4, I said 3, but those are 4. Tom Ford, Oud Wood, Creed Aventus, Bond Number 9, Harlem Nights, Rogue 540. So those are the top of the top. Now there are hundreds and hundreds of different things within those brands that I named that you can go and you'll find some secrets out there, some things that don't nobody have, But again, those are some of my shout outs and some of those things that you can definitely go and get, and you would definitely get compliments on. But again, some of them shouldn't be worn in the heats. For example, the Oud Wood, it's not something that you wear in 90-degree weather.
Yeah.
It's something for the fall. It's something for the winter. If it's cool outside, it could be summer, but it would need to be cool outside. You don't wear that in 100-degree temperature. You don't wear these. You want a fresh smell. There's another Creed that I've been wearing really popular that is called Creed Virgin Island. Creed Virgin Island is the summer version of kind of their Aventus. It's a fresher smell. It's more like an island smell. Those are the things that you want. Something soft, something that you can wear when you go to Miami or when you go out the country.
Mm-hmm.
Those are you don't want to wear too many things that are heavy.
Right.
So those are some things, some colognes that I have.
So I got a question
Yes,
for
sir.
the audience, for the fellas out there that want to get in colognes. First of all, you talked about applying them to certain spots, right? Now,
Correct.
Do you apply the cologne directly to your skin, or do you spray the cologne on your clothing?
I apply the cologne directly to my skin.
Okay.
The reason why I don't apply cologne to clothing is because a lot of my colognes are colored because of the ingredients. Mm-hmm. And if you have on a cream, if you have on a white,
right,
if you have on certain things, you know, and it's a cotton that has chemicals in it. You wash that clothing or whatever it may be, it's not going to smell the same.
So what made me ask that is I've seen fellas in cars, right, just douse themselves in cologne before they get out the car.
They have no clue. They have no clue what they're doing. They have no clue. I actually picked up a friend of mine, and he had did that. Yeah. I was just upset. And what happened was he sprayed this so much over his whole body. When we walked into the place, actually it was a family member's house. Yeah. When we walked into the place, we all looked crazy because the smell was just overtaking everything.
All smelled the same.
We all smelled the same, and we all smelled bad. Right. I had something really, really chill on. I didn't do too much. Yeah. When you have a good cologne, you don't need to do a lot. Yeah. When you and the cologne should last you, 5 to 8 hours. Mm-hmm. But you apply it to your skin once you get out the shower and you moisturize. Make sure you're using unscented lotions so you don't mess up that smell. There are different, Cetaphil, different lotions you can use that won't affect the smell of the cologne. And you hit your neck, the back of your ear, your wrist, couple pressure points if you depending on what you're wearing, and that's it. And let the magic take its course. But I go right into my skin, because what people don't really understand about high-end colognes, the smell in the first hour to 2 hours is different in the third and fourth hour. If you're dealing with a high-end cologne, the smell changes. Mm-hmm. It can be a dark smell at first and then turn to a lighter smell.
It lightens up as time goes on.
It lightens up and it actually changes. It can be more powdery. It can be more sweet. It can be a lighter smell and turn darker. Mm. So that's the beauty of understanding a really good cologne, because it changes based off your chemical balance and what it is that you're doing. So when you get samples, go to some of these places and they'll give you free samples and test it out, and then smell your arm 4 hours from now. Don't when you smell it right away, you're gonna get a kind of an alcohol smell. Smell it when it's after you've done some things throughout the day and it's 4 or 5 hours in, then smell it. Right. and then you can make a decision on whether or not you want to spend that kind of money. I'm definitely not telling anybody to go out here and just spend that kind of money on some of these expensive products.
Right.
I want you to understand that you got to do your research, just like you got to do your research with anything that you putting on your body.
Right. And you have to like the way it smells on you, regardless of the price tag. You have to like the way it smells on you, not the way it smells when it's sprayed into the air. Not the way it smells on that little stick that they wave in front of your nose.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, you gotta know what it smells like on your body.
Yeah, but yeah, there's some affordable things out there.
Great
and people go out. Yeah, go and YouTube it, guys, fellas. Stop setting yourself up. YouTube will give you some good information on a lot of these products. If you're thinking about pulling the trigger on a Creed Aventus, which is the most popular cologne from that I've experienced, from dealing with high end people. Creed Aventus is like, that's the lion. Yeah, Creed Aventus is the lion, but they have a lot of people who are making very good products that mimic that.
Right.
And before you go spending your $400 for that little bottle,
that's a lot. That's a lot of money to waste.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money to waste.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna tell you, it's worth it. It's worth it. If you can do it, try it. Yeah. So that's my little snippet on cologne.
Yeah. Hey,
what you got?
That was awesome, man. Because I own about maybe 5 or 6 bottles of cologne. Because I don't wear cologne all that much. One, I have severely sensitive skin.
Right.
And I have to wear cologne very lightly. I mean, very lightly, to the point where I just stopped wearing it. And that product you talked about, I've never heard of. The mist where you were talking about, you spray it on, and the primer and the cologne sits on the primer and not on your skin. So when you said that, I immediately thought of how I am when it comes to putting cologne on my skin. Because I'm very picky about what touches my skin, right?
It's the same logic. The oil-based colognes / perfumes, because they're gonna, when you go into these places and some of these high-end stores, they're gonna say cologne / perfume, right? But a lot of these are oil-based, so they don't have the alcohol in it. And if it is, it's very little. They don't have a lot of chemicals in it. The last cologne I bought, I can't remember the name. I have to come back to it. But it's all natural.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these products, Creed Aventus is oil-based. So the higher you get into, the more money you spend in the cologne world, the more natural it is.
The more quality ingredients you're going to be getting.
Right. Yeah. So, and then the good thing is, I like you said, you don't wear a lot of cologne on a regular basis. Neither do I.
Right.
What that means is, guess what? If you do decide to spend over $200 on something, you're going to have it for a long time.
That's right.
And it's not going to have an expiration date because you have all natural products in there.
Very true.
Right? You don't have all of these chemicals that eventually won't work.
That are gonna break down over a certain time.
That will break down, and you're dealing with different products. So those are some of the things that you keep in mind.
Great point.
When you're buying certain things and you're concerned about your skin, about what you're putting on your skin, certain stuff. There's some things that you can get at a cheaper price, but when you're going into some of these niche colognes, these niche perfumes, mostly all of them are 90% natural, all natural.
Nice.
They're pulling these ingredients and they are putting them together to create a certain type of fragrance, but they're making it so it doesn't affect you in that kind of way. And, and those are the questions you ask, fellas, just like Dub asked, are these all natural ingredients? And look at what's in these products. And you'll understand. And guess what? You apply that to your allergy test. You apply that to the things that that you can put on your skin because you have a certain type of lotion or you have certain things. But I'm gonna tell you guys, a woman loves a great smelling man.
That's right.
But it's got to be done right.
That's right.
You got to do it right, and you don't always have to wear cologne every day. I don't wear
Just
cologne
smell
every
clean.
day. Just smell fresh and
Just
clean.
smell clean.
You know, if you feeling yourself on a certain night and you want to throw something on, you throw it on, but you want to make sure you're throwing on the right thing. You don't want to make sure you don't want to throw on the wrong thing when it don't apply to the weather, your body, or the environment.
Right.
You got it, where you're going. If people are going to be in close vicinity of you, or people are going to be far away from you,
right.
And what kind of reaction are you looking for? Are you looking to have when you walk by, people smell you, or are you just looking? Are you trying to be more conservative with your smell?
Right.
All of these things are very important. Creed Aventus is a mixture of both, depending on how you spray it. Bond number 9, you looking to shake the room up. When you put that on, when you walk past somebody, they're going to smell you. And it all depends on how much you do. You should never be doing anything more than two to 3 sprays.
Right.
Anyway, you just shouldn't be doing that. Yeah. But again, everybody is different. To that example that you gave, and I talked about this guy that came and sprayed his whole body from head to foot, and this is the thing, it wasn't even good cologne, it was cheap cologne. So I was just like, what are you doing? I said, man, get out my car, man. This is terrible, man. Terrible. Fellas, stop doing that. Yeah. Stop buying these colognes out of the darn gas station that come in cigar cases and spraying them and then rolling up on me talking about, yeah, man, I got this Creed on. I said, bro, that ain't no Creed.
Right. That's mead. Yeah.
That's mead.
Yeah, I've been in a car with someone who's done that before as well. Just doused themselves in cologne. I was like, damn, okay. That's how we feeling.
It's terrible. Terrible.
Yeah. And you do end up smelling just like that person smelling. And you stuck with it. Whether you like it or not, it's stuck on you.
Somebody right now that was at that function, they think I stink.
Right.
Facts. They like, this dude stinks, man. And it wasn't even my fault. Right. But, sometimes you gotta take the L. But yeah, definitely, if y'all have any suggestions, ladies, if you have any suggestions for the men, we definitely want you, because that's what this really is about, educating the men, educating the young men, educating our boys to groom themselves well, not just to go out here and play sports, not just to go out here and do the popular things. That's right. We want them to get their hygiene together. Yeah. We want them to treat their hygiene just like they're supposed to be treating their education and everything else.
Yeah.
So
the only couple things I want to touch on is the first thing, fellas, take care of your tattoos. I know in this day and age, everybody has tattoos, and tattoos are an investment if you're getting quality work done. Now, if you just getting, you going to the tattoo party where the artist is drinking and he only charged you $25 for a half a sleeve, I know that's exaggerating, but y'all get what I'm saying. If your tattoos are trash, then maybe you don't care about taking care of your tattoos. But if you invested a significant amount of money in your tattoos, protect your tattoos. If you're going outside and your arms are exposed, put on sunscreen. Put on products that enhance your tattoos. I wear a product called Hustle Butter. Right. I also use another product called Mad Rabbit. Those are like tattoo enhancers. They have ingredients in them that just blend well with your tattoo. It actually makes your tattoo look new again.
Wow.
It's not like lotion. Normally what I'll do, I'll either put on the Hustle Butter first on my tattoos, and then I'll put on my lotion that I'm going to wear. Right. So, fellas, take care of your tattoos. That's the first thing. Second thing, buy new underwear. You should be cycling out your underwear on a regular basis, right?
Yeah, socks too.
Yeah, and socks. If you don't know the last time you've bought underwear, wife beaters, or socks, buy some new undergarments and throw the old ones away. You should be buying new underwear and new socks and new wife beaters on a regular interval wherever that's every 6 months, every 3 months, whatever it is. If you haven't bought underwear in the last year or two, get your act together, man.
You should definitely be buying new underwear, new boxers, new boxer briefs, whatever
you
you
wearing,
do,
man.
you know. Yeah, definitely. You should definitely, and socks as well. I think men have a habit of just saying, "Hey, I'm just gonna keep wearing these old," and you know they got holes in them, brother. Come on, guys. You anything with holes in it or starting to look like it's a hole, just throw it out.
I've done that.
I want all my men right now, just go right now and throw out all them worn out, stretched out underwear that you got in there, because I know you got
speaking
some.
from experience, I used to be that way. I used to have a drawer full of socks that didn't have no mates. They had holes in them, but for some reason I just kept them.
You just kept them. They just sit there.
And they just sit there. And then by the time I threw them all away, I didn't have half the amount of socks that I had in that drawer. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So
great point.
You know,
great point. I take care of your underwear.
Yeah, man. And I think we've all been there. But you know, if you listen to this podcast and you're grown, buy you some new underwear, some new socks, and some new wife beaters. Let me tell you something.
Oh yeah,
bro. Stop walking around with your dirty ass wife beater on. If you have a white wife beater on and it's yellow or any other color but white, it's time to get rid of it. If it's stretched out and the elastic in it makes it look like a t-shirt and it's not form-fitting, throw it away.
And if your shirt has stains in it because you put on too much deodorant or you don't put on any deodorant and you sweat and you're staining your shirts, throw those shirts away. Throw those shirts away. Get you a deodorant that doesn't stain your white shirts or your other shirts. Now, you can stain your shirt by not putting on deodorant, and you can stain your shirt by putting on too much deodorant.
That's right.
So, and if you are putting on too much deodorant, if you clean, that's okay. Just make sure you turn your shirts inside out. Make sure you get you some type of spray to that bleach color spray or whatever it is, that shout. Get some of that shout, spray the armpits. Put some attention to those stains that you have in your shirt, because you can ruin some good shirts.
Right.
And if once you do that, throw them away. Just throw them away. Get rid of them. Anything that has stains on them. Socks. y'all nasty dudes out there with stains on your drawers. Shirts.
Put them in the trash.
And you wonder why. Your lady won't bless you with the finer things in life.
That's right. And that's the test for you. If you live with a woman, or a woman visits you on a regular, if you cannot walk around her in your underwear and a wife beater without being embarrassed saying, "Oh man, I can't let her see me in this,"
you're nasty.
It needs to go in the trash.
And
it's bad we got to say this, man.
It's sad, but men don't pay that. A lot of men don't pay that any attention.
They
don't pay it any attention.
I'll challenge any man listening to this podcast. Tell us the last time you went to the store and bought you some new underwear.
You can tell me when you bought them J's though, or you can tell me when you bought them Pradas.
Yeah, right. Been wearing the same drawers since you got out of college, and you 40.
Been wearing the same drawers since you got out of college for 10 plus
10 years. Same drawers. How do you do that?
Same drawers. Nasty.
Ain't nothing wrong with these. Yeah, there's something wrong with them.
There's something wrong
Throw them
with
away. I promise you there's something wrong with them.
And ladies, stop entertaining this stuff. Ladies, keep it 100 with these men. You got to let them have it.
Absolutely.
Let them know. You know, give them a random check. Hey, what is this? What's going on with this? Right. What is this keep hanging? This hanging right here. What is this? Is just on the floor over there, all the way in the corner. What is that?
Baby, you know we've been together for 5 years. I've never seen you buy underwear. That's a problem.
That's right. That's a problem. So we have to keep ourselves up and not expect family, significant others, whatever, to keep ourselves up. We gotta teach it now. We gotta teach our young men And guess what? Sometimes we gotta teach older men. We gotta, everybody can learn from grooming.
Each other.
I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from a lot of people
Yeah.
that have helped me. And guess what? I'm still learning and willing to learn. So
right. And that's what it's
get
about.
Get rid of that holy stuff, man.
And that's what it's about.
Yeah, man.
And it's all about learning, progressing, and growing.
Yeah,
if you've never done any of the things that we've talked about doing, start doing them. I'm about to go buy me some damn cologne. That's what I'm about to go do.
Hey man. I'm about
to go buy me some oil-based cologne. You know what I'm saying?
Man, listen. When I
I'm
tell you,
I'm about to go buy this primer.
When I tell you,
you know what I mean?
Won't he do it? When I tell you, I'm gonna tell you, man. It's a serious thing when you get into it, and you got to be careful because once you get the bug,
because cologne is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys got questions about anything we've talked about, we'll be happy to dig deeper and do the research for you, and maybe even come back on here and talk about it, about what we found outside of what we hope that the research you do on your own. But if you got any questions about anything we've talked about, we'll be happy to come back and do another show and talk about those things.
That's right. That's right. Us men, I want my fellas to feel good. I want y'all to look good, and I want y'all to be healthy, So if we, and like I said, the only way we can do that is keep spreading this knowledge and keep making sure we going to the doctor, man, making sure we doing all that we can do. So
that's right.
Hey, man, that's all I got, brother.
Yeah, that's all I got, too.
Hey, man, throw them holy-ass draws away.
So if nothing else from this episode, fellas, shower, manscape, lotion, cut your nails, fundamentals. You just do those things, and you'll be fine. You decent. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You decent.
You need those fundamentals before you go anyplace else.
100%.
Yeah, don't go anywhere else unless you start there.
Start right there.
Thank y'all again. Much love. Dub and Tre, we out.